It is the first week of August 2025. Time to look at the Albuquerque housing market data. We've got all the data for July of 25, of course, and I'm going to compare it to this year versus last year, where we're at. And really what I'm trying to do here is answer the question, how is the market? How is the real estate market in the Albuquerque area? It's Tego Venturi, where I do these deep dives every month. And let's go through the data here. I'm going to walk through on the screen and show you the charts as we go through here. I'm not just making stuff up. We're just reading the data. So let's go through it. Of course, I'm going to throw some opinion in there as well, of course. So let's just start right here is supply. So we're going to, and by the way, we're going to do supply, demand, pace of sales, prices, price trends, and even a little bit of future price as well, because we've got some things that can tell us where prices are going to be a few months from now. Okay, number of homes for sale, 2,047, and that's for the month. On average, for the month of July, there were about 2,050 homes on sale at any given time. And by the way, we're talking all single-family detached homes are the metrics we're looking at here today in the entire Albuquerque metro area. That's about 20% more. You can see right here, 20.3% more than a year ago. However, at the same time, if we go back to July 2019, where is it? Right there. We had 25, 29 homes on the market, so about 20% less than at that point. We always go back to 2019 just because of the craziness that we had during the pandemic years in the housing market and the extreme low number of homes on the market at any given time. Let's talk about demand, buyer activity. Well, first off, let's look at closed sales. Closed sales were flat, actually down from a year ago. We're minus 8% from last July this year. If we look at this more like a little bit larger picture, 3 months rolling, we're down 2%. So yeah, the pace of sales is slow or flat. Pending activity. So the number of homes in pending, the number of homes that went under contract. And again, let's look at this at the 3 month rolling. So over the last 3 months, there were 2,478 homes that went pending. And that's pretty much even with last year. This is saying 0.8% increase from a year ago. If we go back to July of last year, find it there. There it is, 2,459, the number of homes that were pending in that 3 month period. So pretty equal with last year. There's one other way we can look at the pending activity, and this is the current number of homes in pending. The one I just showed you was the number of homes that went pending in the month. This is the current weekly number of homes in pending. So right now we're at 1,146. And if we go back to a year ago, it was 1,103. So minor increase from a year ago. Basically, all of this to say the sales activity is flat year over year. And really, it has been for the last 2 years. Not a big change there. All right, let's jump back over here and let's clear this and go to pace of sales. Oh, wait, no, before we do that, let's do month supply. Month supply really takes into account both supply and demand. So it's looking at, okay, if no more homes come on the market and the same number of homes sell, how many months before we're out? Well, we're at 2.7 months supply right now for the end of July, which is right about, I think it's about the same as 2020 or 2019. Actually, it's a little bit more, but by any measure, this is still considered a seller's market. Now, when I say that, I'm going to give the caveat, which is all homes are different. All price ranges are different. All neighborhoods are different. The view is different. Does it have a pool or not a pool? There's so many things that go into if an individual home is going to be in the buyer market category and their seller's market category. So just keep that in mind. We're looking at big picture here. Another way we can look at the month supply of inventory is by price range. Well, like I just said, we can break it down by price range. So let's look at this. Again, 2.7, like we just talked about, that's what this lighter blue color is. Again, up 17% from a year ago. If we get in the 600,000 and above, that's this green bar, 4.7 month supply. So definitely more of a buyer's market, let's say, in that higher end. Again, certain homes that come on the market that are $2 million are getting multiple offers the first day. It really is very much property specific. Maybe not $2 million, but $1 million for sure. And then in that 400 to 600 range, there's 3.5 month supply. We get in that 3 to 400,000 price range, which is really, that's where a lot of the sales are happening in that price range. It's 2 month supply. And then 300,000 and below, it's closer to 1 month supply, 1.4 month supply. So homes that are more moderately priced, that are in good condition, ready to go, they're definitely getting snatched up pretty quick. All right, let's jump back to, let's see, where are we at? Okay, we were going to do pace of sales, days on market. There it is. Okay. Average days on market for July for the homes that sold. So keep this in mind. These are homes that closed in July. So these are homes that went under contract in, let's say, May, maybe June. And it's that the days on market is from when it goes active on the market until it goes under contract. And then you have that other, let's say 45 days of contract close period or escrow period, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, 33 days, kind of normal. Back to 2019. If we go back, let's find July. There it is. Oh, it's exactly the same, 33, July of 2019. So we're back to that normal pace. And I've been saying that now for a while, that we're really back to more of a normal, steady market that we hadn't seen during those pandemic years for sure. One other thing on the pace of sales and days on market is the median. So we were looking at average, but median is now 14 days, which means half the homes sell in 2 weeks. So from when they go on the market till they go under contract, the median days, half of them are selling in 14 days or less. So there's still activity out there, but it's not everywhere, everything, every home, like I keep saying. All right, let's look at percent list price. So what this is, how much homes have been discounted from the list prices, what they were at when they went under contract to the actual sale price. And right now we're at 98.6%. And you can see based on this chart, again, I'm going all the way back to 2015 here in this graph. It's kind of normal. It's not, again, like we were above, on average, selling above list price back in those crazy days of 21 and 22. All right, let's jump to pricing, because this is a little confusing this month because there's contradictory data points I want to get into. So first off, median sale price of all single-family detached homes in the Albuquerque area was $370,000 in July. That's a 1.3% decrease from the same point last year. However, if you look at the chart I'm looking at here, you can see that was, that's 2 years ago. I'm sorry. 1 year ago, there it is, July of 24, that was actually the high point of the year. And of course, we do get this ebb and flow. We get the seasonal, up and down of prices. So it was a peak last year. This year, we're down below that. If we look at the price per square foot, which is, again, another way to look at pricing, for clothes, it was $215 per square foot in July, and that is up 1.9%, say 2% from a year ago. So you got to look at both of those when you're thinking about price appreciation. However, I do want to bring in another measurement here, and this is price of the homes that are under contract, in pending status. What is the median list price of all those homes, and how does it compare? So if we look at median list price for July of all those homes, it was $385,000. We go back to a year ago, where is it? It was right there, I almost got it. It was $363,000. So the homes that are under contract are seeing a little, well, not a little, kind of, 3, 4, 5% higher than a year ago. So my expectation is going out a few months from now, we are going to see some year over year price appreciation. There's one other way to look at the same data, which is price per square foot for pending homes. It's $218 for the last week in the homes that are under contract versus $211 1 year ago. So I do expect continued home price appreciation as we go into the late summer here and early fall. So we'll see how that shakes out, but it does look like we're going to see some continued moderate price appreciation going forward. One last thing we need to talk about is mortgage rates. This week we had some really good news on mortgage rates for home buyers. We saw the lowest mortgage rates. Let's see, as of today, I'm recording this on Friday the 8th, the Mortgage News Daily is reporting 6.57 for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. When they do their survey, you can get higher, of course, but you can get lower too, just depending on the program and stuff. But this is just to give us a comparison of where we've been. We have to go back to October of last year to see the same numbers, or the lowest we've seen since then. So we'll see how that plays out, but mortgage rates have had a little bit of relief here recently. The bottom line is the market is steady. Prices aren't surging one way or another. We have very moderate price appreciation, more homes on the market for buyers, more to choose from, and sellers may still have an upper hand depending on where they are, what the condition of the home is, what the price point is, all those things that I keep saying over and over again. So and we do seem to be in this healthier rhythm, if you will, in the Albuquerque housing market. Thanks for watching to the end. Take care.